Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and today I'm joined by Angel.
Hello.
We are back for more Port Charles Attempted, week 10. We're really closing in on the end.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll roll the credits and we'll get right into it. Okay, so I guess we could pick up with Livy and Jack at the recovery room, the bar,
Mm-hmm.
not the hospital.
Yep.
She tried to poison him,
Mm-hmm.
as per Caleb's orders.
Mm-hmm.
But Rafe and Allison kind of on purpose accidentally bumped into each other, on purpose on Rafe's end, accidentally on Allison's,
Mm-hmm.
and spilled the drink. So where we picked off, because Livy had left, she said she had an errand to run or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Jack is trying to help clean it up, and the paper towel like disintegrates when it touches the liquid.
Mm-hmm.
So then he's like, that bitch tried to kill me. Because then he puts another napkin inside her drink and nothing happens. So he was like, what the fuck? What was like the paper towel disintegrated? What was they gonna do? Like eat his insides? Like,
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I was like, oh.
it sounds like a painful way to die.
Yeah.
I'm just like imagining it like eating his organs.
Ew.
If they had an HBO budget, that'd be very bloody.
Yeah.
I like how Rafe is like trying to like get them to realize what's happening because he can't say anything. He's just like, well, what do you think about that? Who could have done that? And he's just like laying the breadcrumb.
He's like, hey, I'm just right here, right here, right
He's
here.
like,
All right.
the bartender doesn't know who I am, and he was making everybody's drinks. He's like, so it had to have happened at the table. And he's like, so he's like, Livy. He's like, yeah. Karen is like mad at Frank because he thinks that she's back on drugs. Because he found cocaine in her bag. Because of Chris. Do we think that's what happened?
I think that's what happened, but we didn't see it.
I'm not really clear on that, but I feel like
I'm not clear.
Like reason.
Yeah.
So she's mad at Frank for believing that, and she's pissed at Chris for doing this to her. She has all of the symptoms of being a vampire, except she's not craving blood. So she kind of breaks up with Frank by saying she's going to go to rehab. Like she gives into the narrative that she's back on drugs.
Yeah.
I don't know why though. Are they going to try and cure her now?
Yes. So something. I feel like there's something missing with it because I think Chris might have influenced her in some way.
Yeah. There was an episode that was shorter. It was like missing
5 minutes, 16 minutes. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's where we left off with her. I guess. Well, she's going to fake rehab. I don't know what that means, but we'll see. But she's really like, I had to qualify.
She's going to become a vampire. That's what it is.
She's like, I had to call off my engagement. I'm like, oh, really? That seems extreme, but okay.
And then Chris was like, thank God.
We just got engaged last week.
And then there was this line while we're in the Karen Chris part where Chris says, I gotta go torture the New Winters. And I'm like, I want to see that. I want to see the New Winters. I want to see him torture them.
Yeah, and like a new generation.
Yeah, new generation of interns.
It would be like Britt and like what's her name? Sabrina, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Amy. Wasn't Amy part of that little new cast on the 50th?
I don't think Amy was a part of it. Was she? I don't think
the new
so.
Amy wasn't?
I don't think the new Amy was. I think she was a little later.
Oh, okay.
Teeny tiny a little bit later though, but
wasn't there like a blonde that was obsessed with Patrick, or was that before that, like earlier?
I think that was earlier.
Yeah, because that was 2008, because I watched the 2008 episode. Yeah. Anyway, back to Port Charles. So Kevin has custody of Danny, and there is a child protective service agent going to make a surprise visit to check on things, and Lucy hears her on the phone at the recovery room, the bar. And she like rushes over because she had just bumped into Ian and they hugged, and she was like, was that an appropriate friend hug? Because they just slept. I don't know. I kind of like them. I know you were like, no.
I like them.
Uh-huh.
Like as two separate characters.
But not as a couple.
But not as a couple. I don't even know why I don't like them. Maybe because I'm such a Kevin and Lucy fan.
Okay.
I think something happens to Kevin later. I think that it's the later part. The later when they become a couple.
Okay.
Officially. I think that's when I didn't like them. And there's a specific reason why, and I don't remember why.
Okay. So Ian says he's going to go over to Kevin to see the baby. He's like, nobody's going to tell me I can't see my son. Then Lucy sees the agent, so she like rushes over there to warn them. Eve is already
and then
there.
She has Victor cover for her for like to kind of stretch time.
And he's like, hey, it's you. And he's like pretending like he knows this agent. And she's like, I'm sorry, I have a bad memory. I'm like, well, that's not good for the job that you're doing.
Well, that's why she has a big old binder. Right. Everything down.
So, Lucy gets there and she warns them that the agent's like right behind her. So they make Ian and Eve hide in a closet. And at first, Ian and Eve went in there with Danny, and she's like, no, give me the baby.
Give me the baby. It's like, where's the baby? The
baby. So the agent comes, and she just wants to observe, and they're like, and she's like, oh, for how long? And she's like, a while. And I'm like, she's like, so just go about your day like normal. Lucy says, oh, he loves it when I sing to him. It calms him, and then he like starts crying.
Then he starts crying.
He continues to sing, and I'm like, it's not helping Lucy stop singing. So then Kevin manages to get the agent to get her back turned, and I thought Lucy was going to try and get Ian and Eve out. But did Eve like hand her something to put on his mouth?
Yeah, pacifier.
Was the pacifier? Okay.
It's because so that way to shut him up.
It was so tiny and blurry, I couldn't see what it was.
Yeah, because I kind of made that connection because like baby cries, baby gets pacifier put in her mouth, baby shuts up sometimes.
Yeah, but I don't know. It looked like it was a finger thing. I was like, did she put like Ambisol or something on her finger?
No, so he said like, I think it's like they calm it down with the chin, like
okay.
Yeah, so like use her finger to calm him down. So like his chin or something, like I guess it's a chin, and then that's how he shut up.
I also, full disclosure, watched these twice, and the second time I watched it on like 1.75 speed, so things were said really fast. So I probably just to refresh my memory. So the agent leaves. We're not really sure if she's satisfied with her findings, even though nothing really happened. Babies cry, like they're just fussy. Lucy had her little like Lucy moments where like Kevin like referred to her as fiance, and she's like, oh, like we're together again, fiance. Yeah. And then he was like, she's a good mom, and she was like, oh, I am.
Just like when I had Serena and Christina.
So Lucy ends up going home, and Christina's there. So she calls Kevin to tell him because she's so excited. Like she actually like touched her and got her. So she's so cute, that little girl. I was thinking, I was like, wow, so this is 2001. She looks about 3. That girl is probably about 27 right now.
Yeah. I wonder what she's doing. I think I've seen her name. I remember her. I vaguely remember the actress's name, so I'm gonna see if I can look her up on IMDb.
She was very good for a little girl. She stayed quiet. She just sat there. She's still wearing that red outfit that she was wearing the first time Lucy hallucinated her. Okay, can we talk about Livy's outfit? It was very strange. She was very covered up, and then it was just like all skin, all lower back skin.
The back was all skin. I was like, huh.
But even like her upper back was covered. It was just like all lower back. I was like,
all lower
what's
back.
happening?
I don't know.
It was kind of like that purple glittery Selena outfit.
Yeah.
It's just the back exposed. But red. Red? Yeah, it was red.
Yeah, it was red.
I guess red's supposed to be bad, evil. That's how we know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and I guess the back was exposed because so she could stab you in the back. Stabs people in the
back. So Lucy decides she's going to take a picture for proof. So she takes a Polaroid. And I was like, oh, right.
Those are still around.
Because she was like, I'll fax the photo. And I was like, how are you going to get it developed? And then she had the Polaroid. So I was like, oh, okay. But I don't think you can fax a Polaroid. But okay, we'll go with it.
Go with it.
Digital cameras were around at that point. She could have just like plugged it into her computer and emailed it. It would have took so long to load though. It would have been like kind of when we watched like the Salem Stalker storyline and it was like taking forever for the message to like the camera to see Maggie die. And that was 2003. So she takes a picture and then she's like just babbling on like, oh, you must be hungry. I should get you a snack. And she's like, you stay right there. She literally goes for like less than 5 seconds, comes back and Christina's gone. So then she goes running towards the front door, opens it to go after her. And who's there?
Livy is there.
Livy's Christina.
So Livy is Christina.
So Livy's like, what's going on? You sound crazy pretty much, but out saying that like that. But she's like, there's like, she shows her the picture, but then Christina's not in the picture. It's just the couch.
What a shadow.
The shadow, right? Oh, so rewinding a little bit. So when she called Kevin to tell him about Christina, he had a PI come by that dropped off photos.
Because remember when Lucy and Ian were making love, there was snap, 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 snap.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And the PI was taking photos. I forgot all about that until like he brought in the photos.
Yeah, me too. Totally forgot about that. Gives them to Kevin, and it's photos of Lucy and Ian having sex. So Kevin's pissed.
Beyond pissed.
So he blows Lucy off. The fallout of this was in the 16-minute episode. I guess he got drunk and ended up at Eve's. Because I guess he kisses Eve. And Ian shows up and sees it, but he can't talk because he just had sex with Lucy. Nobody else knows this.
Yeah. I wish Kevin would have said something.
There was another agent, I guess, that came to the apartment, and Ian and Eve said they were living together, trying to work things out, and it's going well.
Yeah. It was the therapist.
Oh, it was a therapist. Okay.
It was a therapist.
So yeah, so he catches them, and he doesn't blame her. He knows that Kevin was drunk. But he doesn't think that it's going to work out between them.
Yeah.
Oh, so Caleb has a conversation with Livy because she failed at killing Jack.
At the cave with no plumbing.
Yeah. And she says that it wasn't her fault. She said it was Allison and Rafe's, and he's like, Rafe. Was she like giving him a back massage at some point?
Yeah, she was.
I was like, this asshole.
Hey, look.
So they're like talking about like, you know, them being in love and soulmates and blah blah blah. And she is all about being a vampire, but she's not so much into the drink and the blood part.
Yeah.
So when he finds out what Chris did to Karen, now he wants the same thing to happen to Livy. He's like, all right, she doesn't want to drink blood. He's like, but she can have all the powers and strength and whatever. So he appears to Chris, and Chris is like fangirling when he sees him. He's like, oh, it's you. You're alive.
Oh my gosh. I thought you were dead.
Because if you remember in Attempts of Love, he's like, bite me, please.
Please bite me, please.
Um, so yeah, so he tells Chris that he wants him to like basically replicate the formula, and Chris is like, I can't. Like it took time, and all my research is gone. He's like, I have to start from scratch. And Caleb's like, don't tell me you can't. He's like, you're going to. He had a line where he called Chris devious. Is it devious or immoral or something? And Chris was like,
yeah.
He just like stone face was like, thanks. So Lucy runs into Livy and Caleb in the woods or the park, and Livy just acts like Caleb was there. She's like, what are you talking about? Like, I've been here by myself the whole time.
She gaslights the shit out of her.
I guess earlier in the week, Jack confronted Livy about trying to kill him. She's like, yeah, okay, like I tried to kill you, whatever. It's like, why did I do that? But him and Rafe eventually at the end of the week end up in the catacombs, and they find the music box, and I'm like, they hear the music too.
Oh, good, awesome, great.
So they come to the conclusion, or Jack comes to the conclusion, because Rafe can't say anything, that Caleb is controlling Livy from hell. And Jack has flashbacks to every fight he ever had with Caleb in Tainted Love.
Yeah, because obviously we're going to remind viewers of the better arc.
Yeah. Yeah, literally all that stuff happened in Tainted Love. There's been no action in Tempted. Oh, and so we end it with Livy finding the pictures of Ian and Lucy at the lighthouse, which I just learned last night watching a 90s episode of GH that set was on GH, because
I
watched the Thanksgiving episode and I'm like, wait a minute, this looks familiar. I'm like, is this the lighthouse? It was decorated a little bit different, but the doorway with like the glass cubes, I was like, wait, I know that.
And then does it have the spiral staircase?
I didn't notice the staircase. Like on Port Charles, it's like lighter. Everything is like gray and white. And on GH, it wasn't. It was like browns and beiges and stuff. So I didn't really recognize it until I saw the cubes. But I think that was it. Am I missing anything?
Something happens with Jack at the tail end of the cave thing. I think he like passes out, or he opens the
music box
and then he passes out. I forgot how. I think it like flashes or something and he passes out.
Did the guy from Another World appear in this, or was he only in the preview?
He did appear in this, yes.
Okay.
At the very end, yeah.
Michael, what's his name? Keaton?
Not Michael Keaton. Charles Keaton.
Michael Keaton's Batman.
Yeah. But it's Keating, not Keaton.
Keating. Okay.
Yeah,
ING.
Okay. ING. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I still went when I saw him because it's my childhood trauma.
Oh no, he scared the crap out of me. Yes. Carl Hutchins.
I have to imagine that there's people out there that have the same reaction to when they see Stenbeck on As the World Turns. Like,
oh yeah, he was a creep. Like James Stenbeck is a creep. Eric and I will tell you this. he's scary in that way. He's a creep.
Yeah,
goes around and betting 18-year-old girls. No.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. We have 2 weeks left. One of the weeks is only 4 episodes, so 9 episodes, and then we're done with Tempted.
Yeah.
And then we can go into a more uplifting holiday arc.
Yeah, we can
Miracles happen. And hopefully get some promos.
So you can fly. Miracles happen. Because they can afford that song for cheap because of the Disney song.
Anything else you want to mention before we go?
Oh my gosh, wait a minute. I showed you that I feel like we talked about this before. I showed you like the last promo for Tempted, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess I'll post that because it's all we have on social media.
All we have, yeah.
I probably could have just, if I really thought about it, just like piece together all the next time on Port Charles or whatever as like a promo, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh well.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for joining us for week 10 of Port Charles Tempted. As always, you can find us on all the socials and Patreon at Queers and Soaps. And until next time, have a great night. Bye.
Bye.